If you thought the only thing worth leaving home for in Seattle was coffee, you thought wrong.
Wolfman here, hanging out at Mad Mark Farms. We just took a tour, checked out all the crazy strands, and we just ran into somebody very interesting, Timothy Edwards, Timmy. And how we doing today?
Good. Nice to meet you, man. Thank you for having me on your show.
Awesome. And you got the two names. I feel like you're so important. You got two names.
Timmy is my hip hop persona. I'm a hip hop performer, also a public figure, motivational speaker, cannabis activist, kind of a promoter. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that in the industry. So.
And now you're switching it over and being a little more pro.
I go out as Timothy. Yeah, I'm going out as Timothy Edwards speaking and.
Got your speaking engagement name.
Yeah, and I'm also working on some other music aside from hip hop. I also play the bass with my feet and sing and songwrite outside of the genre of hip hop is what I'm getting at. So, Timmy is the hip hop name, the hip hop persona that I first debuted at.
Nice.
Back in 2012.
Yeah, and I got so many questions to ask you. First, let's talk about Mad Mark Farms. You know this place very well.
Yeah, a good buddy of mine. He's been a sponsor of me for a while now.
Yeah.
Some of the best product in Washington, I have to say that for sure.
Yeah, because we were listening to you talk earlier, and you were saying how it's like, you're not just saying that, it's like the product and the weed is really good, and it's very consistent.
Yeah, it's very consistent.
Not just the flavor of the month, right? Like,
exactly.
What's your favorite strand?
The first one he had out here was Carl Sagan. The first one I first probably fell in love with.
Ooh, we didn't see that.
I was at a party, and he had some Carl Sagan. It tastes kind of like some peach.
Okay.
I'll describe it like some Georgia peach. But
nice.
Grape Ape is always like probably the top seller, one of my favorites. But he's got plenty of ones I like. There's definitely a huge variety. The black cherry soda, Amnesia, Hawaiian. I'm part Hawaiian, so I gotta kind of partial.
Gotta represent.
Yeah, gotta represent. So.
And so you're a big advocate for the medical side, and you have been for over a decade now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I've been I've been smoking weed since I was 17. I'm 34 now.
Okay.
I became a medical patient in 2009 when I was like 27. I don't get to do the math on that. But it wasn't until 2012 that I just graduated college. I had just debuted as Timmy, and I became a part of a show called Green Stream on a radio. It was a radio show. It was the first ever cannabis-themed radio show in Washington State. It was hosted by Grandma Cat Jeter and On One, and I was the intern. And I didn't know who these people were, and they ended up being people in the cannabis industry and really great educators who taught me about, just everything about cannabis, and beyond just recreational, the medicinal side, which is something that really spoke to me. Yeah. So going from there, we did events all over the place, and then I came out with my album in 2014, Still Growing Cuts of Cannabis. And then I've been doing Seattle Hemp Fest since 2014 as well. I've performed a lot of other Hemp Fest. 2016, I came out with the Cannabis Saves Lives tour, which is this is my shirt, my design.
That's your shirt. Okay, I was gonna say
promote.
That's a cool shirt.
So we've been touring since 2016. Okay. We just got done. I was touring with Yoshi Gish, and we did 10 states all the way down to Oklahoma and back for Oklahoma Hemp Fest.
Wow.
And did 10 states in between there as well.
Yeah.
Just taking the message as far as we can, telling my life testimony, what I've been through, how cannabis saves my life.
And what have you been through? And what I know we were talking about it. It seems like you have a really good story.
Well, originally I was born with my arms backwards. That's how I was. That's the beginning of my story. Okay. And I had my intestines out of my stomach. I wasn't expected to live. I had many surgeries as a baby, to try to make my arms the way that they are now. I've been doing interviews like this since I was a baby. I've been in the newspapers and stuff like that. And at a younger age, I never wanted the spotlight. I never wanted to be in front of the camera and talk about it. It wasn't until in my 20s that I realized, I'm going to go out there and do something with this. But I definitely try to take what I've been through to motivate people not to give up on themselves. You can overcome anything that you put your mind to. I believe in God very much, so I think that there's a higher power that I try to tap into that energy. And as far as cannabis, the doctors used to give me all sorts of pharmaceutical drugs, and I was a youngster and had all of those youthful wanting to go experiment the world and figure out what's out there, and drink and do drugs and really try to find ways to cure my pain. And I used to do all sorts of pharmaceutical drugs. I don't deny that's part of my testimony. I've done I've been up and down that road. But cannabis has always been the thing that that I go to. It's not a drug in my opinion. It's medication.
I was going to say
there needs to be a re-education on this. That's why I've taken more of a forefront in my career. To really focus on doing the Cannabis Saves Lives message, or even moving forward, just going out and speaking and going to different events. I know that coming up here in 2019, I'm going to be doing more we're not going to be doing the Cannabis Saves Lives tour this year. Actually, I'm going to be doing some other events. I got some different things that I'm working on in my life, and doing the Cannabis Saves Lives tour was cool for what we were doing at the time that we were doing it, and I definitely got the message out there. It's something I'm still going to preach and promote everywhere I go, but I have some opportunities that I'm kind of transitioning to. We were going to you got the, we can't smoke it here, but I got my CBD stick that I just came out with, so that's definitely another thing I've been doing. I've been trying to I love cannabis. I love cannabis very much, but I do stand behind hemp and CBD as well, because not everybody wants to get high. I do. I will admit. I love cannabis, but I also love CBD. I used to smoke cigarettes, and I'm a year clean those cigarettes. And hemp and CBD was what I would do to kind of like battle some of the cravings. I would just, because
there's a good hack right there if you want to try to get off cigarettes. Maybe try some of the psychological addictions to smoking cigarettes is just the hand to mouth thing. And it's just repetitive. Or going out, you take a break and you want to go outside and do something. So, I chose CBD because I didn't also, as much as I like to get high, sometimes I didn't want to go get high to battle the craving of a cigarette, because a cigarette is not the same craving. So, and I don't, that's just me, I don't care what people do. Everybody's got their own path. Everybody's going to find their own way. And I just show people that cannabis is one of my way. That's one of the things that helped me in my life. Cannabis, hemp. It's a gift from God. You also get one of your songs with the 10 Me, right?
Not just a song.
Oh, you get the whole album.
I'm the only artist to put their whole album plus a bonus song, a music video on there, because I really wanted to just step it up a notch.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, normally it's just one song. Now you're going to actually get a whole album. That's awesome.
Yeah, so you can, this is in all 50 states. You can take, hemp, not cannabis, less than 0.3%, or less than 3%, excuse me, less than 3% THC. So that means like whatever the laws are. So it doesn't get you high. There's plenty of people out there that don't want to get high. They just want some sort of relief, and so that's what this is for.
Perfect.
And hopefully one day we will have global legalization, and I can start bringing THC products out of state. That'd be great.
We'll sample this here in a little bit, and you're gonna come hang out and talk some burgers with us.
Yeah, then we're gonna head out to Seattle.
Yep, we're gonna head out back to Seattle. Mad Mark's Farms, thanks for having us out, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
We're gonna eat some burgers, smoke some weed, and probably get some beard somehow. Wolfman presents. Let's see what's next. I was gonna do another burger review, but I got high, but I got high, but I got high. I was gonna eat another burger, but then I got high. Then I got high, then I got high.
Burgers, brews, and buds. For the head, the belly, and everything in between. Brought to you by Wolfman Presents. If you thought the only thing worth leaving home for in Seattle was coffee, you thought wrong.